All right, we'll begin here with the newspapers. But joining us in the studio to look at the papers this morning is a broadcaster, journalist, and public affairs commentator, Mr. Roy Epunife.
Yeah. Good morning. Yeah, good to be here.
And it's good to have you here.
Yeah.
Welcome.
All right, and usually we open the phone line. So look at the numbers on your screen. You can join us, make contributions, ask questions. But remember that when you call in, lower the volume on your TV set, as well as ensure that you speak within the context of the discussion. Let's run now with, we'll begin with ABS website. On ABS website, we have Idemili North and South Council areas hold town hall meeting for political candidates, call for peaceful, credible elections.
Today is Valentine's Day.
Oka Isiago-Nibo Ring Road, street lights inaugurated. Oka Isiago-Nibo Ring Road, street lights inaugurated.
Anambra State government urges eligible voters to go out and vote this Saturday.
Those are the stories making the headlines on ABS website. There are other stories there, videos, as well as links you might need for events that will be happening today and for your own consumption. So visit the website at www.absradiotv.com for these and more. We'll begin to run now. Idemili, we're seeing the stories there. Idemili North and South holding a town hall meeting for candidates.
Yeah, I think that's a very good development because in the town hall meeting, elections these days should be issue-based. It's not about a campaign of calumny or campaign of, rice and beans or running people down. Yeah, we have campaign of rice and beans.
Really?
Vote for
That's
me.
stomach infrastructure.
Yeah, of course. Vote for me for a cup of rice. Vote for me for a bag of rice. Vote for me for a bag of salt. That is what we call the politics of rice and beans. So whenever people come out and present their manifesto, like what happened at Idemili North and South, people will come there, tell us what you do for us, so that we know why we are voting you in. And when we vote for you, and you go in there, and you're not doing those things, we all be accountable. Even in that town hall meeting again. We can now say, man, this guy is there. He's no longer doing what he promised us. What do we do? You'll find a way to checkmate his excesses. So it's a very good development.
All right, the campaign to end today.
Yep.
What will be your analysis of citizen engagement of politicians through the campaign period?
Well, engagement of politicians, it has to do with, like I said, presenting their manifestos, following the manifestos, hook, line, and sinker, making sure they deliver, a democracy dividends, and then following them. Some people will say bumper to bumper,
How do you follow them when some of them will change their phone numbers and some of them are just not accessible?
Of course, they are still representing you. When they change their phone numbers, you can organize, like in a town hall meeting now, you can still delegate some people to go see him. It's not in the moon. It's not rocket science. You go there, it's in the House of Assembly. You can wait for him on the plenary. The day they are sitting, you go there, wait for him. We want to see you. We are your constituents. You are representing us. And then we tell the person, even if it's at the National Assembly, you go to Abuja, wait for him, talk to him. I think that will solve a lot of problems. And if he doesn't call, there's this process of recall.
I wanted to ask you, is it possible to recall him if he doesn't
It is possible.
play by the games? Okay.
In as much as you get a reasonable percentage of vote, from the electorate, from that constituency, to recall him. So people should be more pragmatic these days. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, let's run.
All right. The next story there.
Today is Valentine's Day, and I know that love, they say, is in the air.
Everyone can feel it. I can see the color of love over there.
Okay.
Red.
Okay, is it red?
Of course. There's this song. Tell me the color of love.
Okay. Okay.
So red is the color of love because love is born in the heart. And I can see red all over there. So you're already in the mood, in Valentine's Day.
The way you're pointing at me. I said the way you are pointing at me.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I should do it this time. Okay, so that's the color of love. And it's Valentine's Day.
Yes.
And you know what patron Saint Valentine lived for. It's not a day to engage in immorality. It's not a day to engage in alcoholism. You further your brains with alcoholic beverages or reduce yourself to the level of irrationality or stupor because of maybe two, three,
celebrating who you don't even know.
You know the significance of the day, and I think that should be the watchword so that you...
Okay, what exactly do you suggest we do today? Show love?
You help
Somebody
people,
has joined us.
You share good tidings.
Hello, good
Okay.
morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Your name and where you're calling us from. All right, let's continue.
Okay.
So it's a day to show love,
Okay.
a day to share gifts, exchange gifts, a day to remember the destitutes, you know, the less privileged members of the society. Just make somebody smile today. That's the way I want to say it.
Make someone smile today.
Very important.
We'll now move to the papers. We'll begin with the Daily Times. On the front page of the Daily Times, we have, again, NJC delays decision on Onohe Mohammed. Sets up another 5-member committee to probe allegations against Joe. Code of Conduct Tribunal orders arrest of suspended CJN. Court admits SSGF Babachir Lawal orders to 50 million naira bail. Elections, EFCC warns against vote buying. Imo PDP Guba candidate exposes Okorocha's 1.2 billion sleeves. Joezu flags federal government's move to privatize public health institutions. Presidential candidate must accept outcome of Saturday poll. That's coming from Buhari. Those are the major stories making the front page of the Daily Times. And maybe we'll kick off with the story of NJC and the decision on the suspended CJN and the acting CJN. Do you think their justice is being delayed?
It's not even about justice being delayed. Which they say justice delayed is justice denied. But I see there's something dovetailing into a kind of a constitutional crisis because it's like confusion everywhere. You don't know which side is right. Is it the federal government that is right by doing what they did to Onoge? Is it the Code of Conduct Bureau or even the Code of Conduct Tribunal? So I see that as something enmeshed in a gross confusion. That is how I see it.
And this
they
latest
are
call,
confusing us.
this
So
latest
they
call
have to
from
apply.
the Code of Conduct Tribunal ordering the arrest of the CJN, suspended CJN.
Now, the other day, NJC, no, the other day, a group of people, they were telling the federal government to leave Onoge alone. Today again, they said they want to rearrest him. You read from another paper, you see another issue, you read from another one, and he has been given another fresh 7 days to defend himself. That's why I said they are creating confusion. Let them look at the Constitution. What is the Constitution saying in a case like this? That is the part they should tell, so that there will be sanity to avert what I will describe as a constitutional crisis, which is the worst form of crisis.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Court admits SGF Babachir Lawal orders to 50 million naira bail. Let's look at this Babachir
former
arraignment.
SGF.
Yes.
After several months, it's been in the cocoon for a very long time. And today, maybe they've exhumed the case. And he's being tried. And at the end of the day, you see, when you are standing trial, you are accused until proven beyond reasonable doubt.
Okay, but
So the bail, I would say, is part of the Constitution.
okay, before the
You
bail
can
now,
grant anybody bail.
before the bail,
But then you'll be going to the court
okay,
from
now,
there.
no, some political analysts say that the arraignment of this man, Babashao, is political. How come that he has not, that is coming at this time? Is it because PDP directly attacked APC for keeping corrupt officers without trying them? And now they decided to bring out this one just a few days to the election.
Well, it may not be far from the truth. But the point is that Babacha has been indicted by law or fingered as having committed XYZ offense. And then he should be tried in the court of law.
All right, we have someone join us in the studio. Okay, we'll continue now. Let's move over now to the Punch because of time. The front page of the Punch is really busy, but we'll take as much as possible. CUPP fixes protest for Friday as CCT orders Onongen's arrest. Suspended CJN asks appeal court to avoid directive. Britain to Nigerian politicians. Inside violence, get visa ban, forfeit assets. Boko Haram attacks Borno governor's convoy. 3 killed. PDP slams Ogun as Buhari Atiku take final rallies to home states. EU blacklists Nigeria for money laundering, terror financing risk. Okay. EU blacklists Nigeria for money laundering, terror financing risks. We have Buhari Atiku's orders sign pact on full outcome. Those are the major stories that we have this morning, and there are other ones. If you pick the papers, you get them and the details. Let's begin with EU blacklists Nigeria for money laundering and terror financing risks. Coming at this time?
Well, Nigeria, when the British Prime Minister visited Nigeria, he described Nigeria as a fantastically corrupt nation. And so by EU imposing this measure now, well, you can now see that, let me say maybe, it's neither here nor there, that the country is still corrupt, but then EU has to prove the level of corruption. And then when you see people migrating to such countries to invest, even to stash away stolen funds, what do you expect?
You know, this story has two serious dimensions.
Yes.
One is money laundering. The other is terror financing.
Terror finance.
So the capacity of some Nigerian politicians or Nigerian bigwigs to finance terrorism. How does this tell of our country?
I don't know. Let me see it as an accusation. Nigeria is yet to defend herself. So I cannot say for sure if Nigeria is financing terrorism or not. I think, let me off the hook.
Okay. But actually,
and then let me go to...
It's not because that...
From ABS, read one from ABS, the Isiago, street light. Yes, I want to commend the governor on that, because if you are moving there even in the daytime, talk more in the night. That place is marooned. So with the street light, it could be a very good hideout for criminals. And then with this light there now, you find out that it will be no more hiding place or hideout of criminals. So for commissioning that light there, I think it's another step in the right direction, and there's another way of, how do I put it now? Fortifying security architecture of the state.
This question. Hello. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, men and the women in the studio.
All right.
Dalo, welcome.
Happy birthday.
Same here.
Same to you.
Mother Abuji from Achi.
Okay, Mother. All right, go on.
Chief Judge.
Onoge.
Has been suspended. Can Nigeria according to election one day? Overall, I get in Nigeria. Africa n'obodo a. Ebe nke ọzọ na-ebọta. Onye bidoro aka n'obodo. Burkina ihe a na-eme adịrọ mma. But still, it is the best. Direct to man. Ọ bụrụ na aka ọzọ problem n'obodo a ga-agba na ọ bụrụ obere mmadụ ka a na-eme ihe. International community na war over this man. A lot of people na war over. I will not order forget that one to general election to go and direct the or not. Open up our can down and job. But don't go and after the people go. Open up for the man. So this is young year for change.
Okay, thank you very much. I think you've made your point.
Thank you.
All right. We'll now run to the Nation newspaper.
Morning, honey. Thank you.
On the front page of the Nation, we have fears over Obasanjo's link with foreign observers. Kiwete promises group will be neutral. Buhari media expresses concern. While Osibanjo's chopper crash landed by AIB, tribunal chair to IG and DSS arrest Ononge. Those are the stories on the front page of the Nation. EU asks Nigeria, Saudi to dirty money blacklists. Buhari, Atiku, others sign peace accord. I think the only story we've not been able to touch on the discussion is fears over Obasanjo's link with foreign pool observers.
Well, this is not the first time we're having elections in the country, and we used to have foreign observers. They are always there. So this one will not be different. Even if they are having a tango or whatever with Obasanjo, I think it has nothing to do with the election.
Yes, well, we've seen where the former president probably endorsed another candidate or a particular candidate. So that means he's an interested party in the elections. And if truly foreign observers are linked to him or have links to him, there's a possibility of them not reporting truly what happened in the field.
Are the foreign observers conducting the election? Are they INEC?
Well, the fierce men
is just to observe.
Yes.
So I don't see any. I mean, they are intermingling with anybody. To me, don't raise any suspicion.
Well, I wanted to say that the fears may not be unfounded because we know that Obasanjo is also an election observer. He has observed elections in so many countries of the world.
So it's not
naturally, he will have his friends among them. But that's not just enough for them to say this.
Okay. I will move to the Daily Independent. On the front page of the Daily Independent, Boko Haram attacks Borno governor's convoy, kills 3. Seizes vehicles, injures several. Results of election must be binding on all of us, Buhari insists. Investors see more gains if opposition wins 2019 election. CCT orders DSS police to arrest Ononge. PDP introduces scheme to guide against rigging polls. Atiku vows to pay NDDC outstanding 1.8 trillion allocation. Boko Haram attacks. On the front page of The Guardian, we have CCT orders arrest of Justice Onongen. We also have, following that is, Appeal Court dismisses suit nullifying Zamfara's APC Guba primary. Buhari Atiku orders sign final peace accord. Those are the stories we have on the front page of The Guardian. I think that's enough we will take for this morning. But let's just, in a nutshell, look at Boko Haram attacks Borno governor's convoy, kills 3, seizes vehicles, injures several. We're seeing a constituted authority in Borno State being attacked by Boko Haram.
It calls for a kind of a rejig of the country's security apparatus or architecture. But then, it's no longer news that Boko Haram does this, Boko Haram does that. When I see them, I don't look at them anymore. Let's talk about the peace accord signed by the 2 presidential candidates. Signing the peace accord, I see it as, what if PDP is accusing APC of trying to rig? APC is accusing PDP of trying to rig. So you see the accusations and counter accusations and they've signed a peace accord. So what if the outcome of the presidential election is a product of rigging, and it is glaring that I'm rigged out, that I won the election, but you rigged it, and you are declared a winner? What do I do in that case? Having signed this peace accord,
I think
that is binding on me.
The peace accord is for you to go to court and not to incite your followers to violence.
And not to accept the result.
And the peace
accord.
accord.
The peace accord to accept the outcome of the
Well,
result.
we wanted to ask whether rigging, whether not to rig the election is part of the things that were signed in the peace accord.
No. You just signed that. At the end of the day, you accept the result.
Of course, the president said that the result of the election is binding on all candidates.
Oh, so that has been my question. That has been my area of consternation. Of course, with the peace accord signed.
All right, this is how far we would go on the discussion this morning on newspaper headlines. We'll continue the discussions on elections as time goes on, as the election draws closer. It's just 2 days, 4 minutes, and 9 seconds to the D-Day. Wow. Are you prepared? Just continue with us on the Good Morning Anambra. Stay with us.